I'm Nicole Altamura. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I went to Vanderbilt University and studied human and organizational development. I am co-leading the Bossico Teachers English class right now, which is currently involving support inside of the classroom because last year we actually acted as teachers in the classroom and we feel that this is unsustainable. So we wanted to work one-on-one with a Guatemalan teacher, provide her with knowledge of English and give her practice teaching in the classroom on her own, and then hopefully at the end of March we are going to have a meeting to assess where we're going to go next with this program, whether that means we're going to continue our time in the classroom or just work one-on-one outside of the classroom with her, which is another part of what we do. In addition, I'm helping with the Healthy Schools Initiative, which is kind of the next step in our Bottle School project. So the Ministry of Education and many other nonprofits around the area in Guatemala are trying to certify schools to be healthy schools. And so this basically means that they practice hygienic habits such as brushing your teeth after snack, washing your hands with soap and water beforehand, having access to drinkable water, and things like that. So we are just in the very beginning phases of figuring out what they still need in order to get that certification. And finally, I'm working with Women's Cooperative Development. So this is very new in its stages, and I look forward to hopefully being able to help them in some way, whether that's improving their business skills or just general livelihoods or anything like that. Well, I just love Guatemala, if I'm quite honest. I love the people. Everyone here is so friendly. I've also been to Honduras in the past, and I felt like my experiences in Guatemala have been much better, which granted I've been here a lot longer, so maybe I'm biased. But everyone's just so welcoming, and I mean literally every time I'm in Chalk and I forget to bring a lunch or something, I know that there's like at least 5 different families that I can go to and they'll feed me. I also love the culture. It's very interesting, especially being in a Mayan village, because you can see all of the Spanish influence and that working with some of their Mayan culture as well, and it's just very different from anything that I've ever experienced before, so that's been really fun. Well, one of our favorite restaurants down in Pana, which is our neighboring town, serves a tofu sandwich, and I'm vegetarian, so that's always really exciting for me. So it has like tofu and lots of different veggies on it, and the bread is like homemade there, so it's really good. Okay, but really, my real favorite sandwich in Guatemala is found in Xela, which is the second largest city in Guatemala, and we just kind of stumbled upon this random little pub thing, and it basically feels like you're back in the States, which is kind of cool and different. But it's like a Caesar salad sandwich, and it has like hard-boiled egg on it too, and it's like the most scrumptious sandwich I've ever eaten in my life. Well, hopefully we are going to be working with a couple of different women's cooperatives in giving computer classes. So we've already kind of talked about that with 2 different groups, and hopefully we'll be starting that in April once all of the spring break craziness is over. So in that, it'll be very basic. Probably a little bit of knowledge about how to use the internet, what email is, but even as well maybe how to use like Microsoft Word and things like that. And eventually we would like to teach them how to set up Etsy shops, because many of these women in the cooperatives do their own artisan goods. So some of them make bracelets, some of them make bags, some of them make scarves, things like that. And currently Etsy only operates on an individual to individual basis, and that actually kind of works in our favor right now because these cooperatives aren't really selling things as a whole. So each woman could be able to sell their product and market their product on Etsy to people all over the world, which would be so exciting because really here in Guatemala, all kinds of artisan goods exist already, and so it's really hard for them to find a market here and at a good price. So by selling to places like in the States or in Europe or Argentina or anywhere, these people can make more of a profit off of their really high quality artisan goods. So keep an eye open for that soon. Straight up. Well, as I mentioned in the sandwich question, I've been to Xela, which is actually Quetzaltenango, but Xela is like the shortened version of the Mayan name for that town, or city, really. We went there on a retreat very recently, and that was really fun, and I hope I can go back there for a little bit longer time. I've been to Antigua, Guatemala many times. That's where my love for Guatemala started, actually, because I went on spring break trips during college there. And I've been to Guatemala City, obviously, because that's where the airport is, and haven't really hung out too much there. And we also took a retreat to Monterrico, which is one of the Pacific beach towns, and that was pretty fun. 3 words I would have to say would be challenging, eye-opening, and beautiful. Definitely there's a lot, and it's hard to say even now because I'm only just over halfway through it. But definitely I've grown so much individually, and I feel like just being put in a new country with a foreign language, you know, and all the different like cultural differences and everything, you really are challenged a lot, and you grow because of that. And I just feel like my confidence in being able to talk to other people and network and things like that have just like, and even talking on the phone, that's like a huge phobia of mine. But once you talk to somebody on the phone in Spanish, the idea of calling someone on the phone back in the States like doesn't seem nearly as daunting. So a lot of like personal growth in that way, and really just a lot of experience as far as dealing with community development, international development, and nonprofit work. I do see myself in the nonprofit sector, and probably again in Guatemala in the future. And so even just having, you know, the cultural exposure being here, but as well as learning the challenges of what it's like to really be on the ground and working with different communities. It's, you know, how do you know if you're reaching their needs or not? So it's definitely been very challenging and really eye-opening in terms of how all of that works. So I feel like that will definitely be very valuable in the future. One of my favorite Kachikal phrases means see you later, and it's chuat cheek, which I like to remember because it sounds like chow chick. So, chow chick! I run the Bosico. This is so awkward. I can't. Okay. I was like, in my head I was like, name, hometown, university, major.
I think the person who asked this question was talking about another restaurant. Caesar?
Oh! Let's be honest here. My real favorite sandwich in Guatemala